Chapter 1. What is statistics? Sections 1 to 4. Multiple choice questions. In the following multiple choice questions, please circle the correct answer. 1. You asked 5 of your classmates about their height. On the basis of this information, you stated that the average height of all students in your university or college is 65 inches. This is an example of A. Descriptive statistics. B. Statistical inference. C. Parameter. D. Population. Answer B. 2. A company has developed a new computer sound card, but the average lifetime is unknown. In order to estimate this average, 200 sound cards are randomly selected from a large production line and tested, and the average lifetime is found to be 5 years. The 200 sound cards represent the A. Parameter. B. Statistic. C. Sample. D. Population. Answer C. 3. A summary measure that is computed from a sample to describe a characteristic of the population is called A. Parameter. B. Statistic. C. Population. D. Sample. Answer B. 4. A summary measure that is computed from a population is called A. Parameter. B. Statistic. C. Population. D. Sample. Answer A. 5. When data are collected in a statistical study for only a portion or subset of all elements of interest, we are using A. Sample. B. Parameter. C. Population. D. Statistic. Answer A. 6. Which of the following is not the goal of descriptive statistics? A. Summarizing data. B. Displaying aspects of the collected data. C. Reporting numerical findings. D. Estimating characteristics of the population. Answer D. 7. Which of the following statements is not true? A. One form of descriptive statistics uses graphical techniques. B. One form of descriptive statistics uses numerical techniques. C. In the language of statistics, population refers to a group of people. D. Statistical inference is used to draw conclusions or inferences about characteristics of populations based on sample data. Answer C. 8. Descriptive statistics deals with methods of A. Organizing data. B. Summarizing data. C. Presenting data in a convenient and informative way. D. All of the above. Answer D. 9. A politician who is running for the office of governor of a state with 4 million registered voters commissions a survey. In the survey, 54% of the 5,000 registered voters interviewed say they plan to vote for her. The population of interest is the A. 4 million registered voters in the state. B. 5,000 registered voters interviewed. Circa 2,700 voters interviewed who plan to vote for her. D. 2,300 voters interviewed who plan not to vote for her. Answer A. 10. A company has developed a new battery, but the average lifetime is unknown. In order to estimate this average, a sample of 500 batteries is tested and the average lifetime of the sample is found to be 225 hours. The 225 hours is the value of A. Parameter. B. Statistic. C. Sample. D. Population. Answer B. 11. The process of using sample statistics to draw conclusions about true population parameters is called A. Inferential statistics. B. The scientific method. C. Sampling method. D. Descriptive statistics. Answer A. 12. Which of the following is most likely a population as opposed to a sample? A. Respondents to a magazine survey. B. The first 10 students completing a final exam. C. every fifth student to arrive at the bookstore on your campus? D. Registered voters in the state of Michigan. Answer, D. 13. Researchers suspect that the average number of credits earned per semester by college students is rising. A researcher at Michigan State University, MSU, wished to estimate the number of credits earned by students during the fall semester of 2003 at MSU. To do so, he randomly selects 500 student transcripts and records the number of credits each student earned in the fall term 2003. He found that the average number of semester credits completed was 14.85 credits per student. The population of interest to the researcher is A. All MSU students. B. All college students in Michigan. C. All MSU students enrolled in the fall semester of 2003. D. All college students in Michigan enrolled in the fall semester of 2003. Answer, C. 14. The collection and summarization of the graduate degrees and research areas of interest of the faculty in the University of Michigan of a particular academic institution is an example of A. Inferential statistics. B. Descriptive statistics. C. A parameter. D. A statistic. Answer, B. 15. Those methods involving the collection, presentation, and characterization of a set of data in order to properly describe the various features of that set of data are called A. Inferential statistics. B. The scientific method. C. Sampling method. D. Descriptive statistics. Answer, D. 16. Which of the following is most likely a parameter as opposed to a statistic? A. The average score of the first 10 students completing an assignment. B. The proportion of females registered to vote in Kent County, Michigan. C. The average height of 100 students randomly selected from a community college. D. The proportion of cars stopped yesterday on US 131 that were cited for speeding. Answer, B. 17. A study is underway in a national forest to determine the adult height of pine trees. Specifically, the study is attempting to determine what factors aid a tree in reaching heights greater than 50 feet tall. It is estimated that the forest contains 32,000 pine trees. The study involves collecting heights from 500 randomly selected adult pine trees and analyzing the results. The sample in the study is A. The 500 randomly selected adult pine trees. B. The 32,000 adult pine trees in the forest. C. All the adult pine trees taller than 50 feet. D. All pine trees, of any age in the forest. Answer, A. 18. The estimation of the population average student expenditure on education based on the sample average expenditure of 1,000 students is an example of A. Inferential statistics. B. Descriptive statistics. C. A parameter. D. A statistic. Answer, A. True/false questions. 19. When the purpose of the statistical inference is to draw a conclusion about a population, the significance level, as a measure of reliability, measures how frequently the conclusion will be correct in the long run. Answer, F. 20. A summary measure that is computed from a sample to describe a characteristic of the population is called a statistic. Answer, T. 21. The confidence level is the proportion of times that an estimating procedure will be wrong. Answer, F. 22. Conclusions and estimates about a population based on sample data are not always going to be correct. For this reason, measures of reliability, such as the significance level and the confidence level, should be built into the statistical inference. Answer, T. 23. A university employs 2,500 faculty and staff. To ascertain how the employees feel regarding a health insurance plan, 250 of the employees are surveyed. The proportion of the 250 employees who favor the health insurance plan is a parameter. Answer, F. 24. In a sample of 400 students in a college of business, 120 of them or 30% are marketing majors. The 30% is an example of statistical inference as opposed to descriptive statistics. Answer, F. 25. 25% of a sample of 200 tennis players indicated that their parents did not play tennis. Based on this sample, we estimate that the 25% figure holds for the parents of all professional tennis players. This is an example of descriptive statistics as opposed to statistical inference. Answer, F. 26. A population is the totality of items or things of interest under consideration. Answer, T. 27. A local cable system using a sample of 800 subscribers estimates that 40% of its subscribers watched premium channel at most 4 times a week. This is an example of statistical inference as opposed to descriptive statistics. Answer, T. 28. A statistic is usually unobservable while a parameter is usually observable. Answer, F. 29. Statistical inference is a process of making an estimate, prediction, or decision about a population based on sample data. Answer, T. 30. A summary measure that is computed from a population is called a parameter. Answer, T. 31. A sample is a portion of the universe that is selected for analysis and making inferences about the population from which the sample is selected. Answer, T. 32. As a population becomes large, it is usually better to obtain statistical information from the entire population. Answer, F. 33. A statistic is usually used to provide an estimate for a usually unobserved parameter. Answer, T. 34. A sample is always a good representation of the target population. Answer, F. 35. Estimating characteristics of the population is the main goal of descriptive statistics. Answer, F. Statistical concepts and applied questions. 36. In statistics, what name do we give to a numerical characteristic of a sample? Answer, statistic. 37. In statistics, what name do we give to a numerical characteristic of a population? Answer, parameter. 38. A manufacturer of children's toys claims that less than 3% of his products are defective. When 500 toys were drawn from a large production run, 5% were found to be defective. A. What is the population of interest? B. What is the sample? C. What is the parameter? D. What is the statistic? E. Does the value 3% refer to the parameter or the statistic? Y. F. Does the value 5% refer to the parameter or the statistic? Y. G. Explain briefly how the statistic can be used to make inferences about the parameter to test the claim. Answer. A. The complete production run of toys. B. The 500 toys drawn from the production run. C. Proportion of the production run toys that are defective. D. Proportion of sampled toys that are defective. E. Parameter, since it is a summary measure that is computed from the population. F. Statistic, since it is a summary measure that is computed from the sample. G. Since the sample proportion is more than 3%, we conclude that the claim is false. 39. The human resources director of a large insurance company wishes to develop an employee health benefits package and decides to select 400 employees from a list of employees in order to study their preferences for the various components of a potential package. The 400 employees who will participate in this study constitute the underscore. Answer. Sample. 40. The human resources director of a large hospital in California wishes to develop an employee health benefits package and decides to select 300 employees from a list of all employees in order to study their preferences for the various components of a potential package. Information obtained from the sample will be used to draw conclusions about the true population underscore. Answer. Parameters. 41. The Commissioner of Health in California State wanted to study malpractice litigation in Los Angeles. A sample of 32,000 medical records was drawn from a population of 3.5 million patients who were discharged during the year 2003. Using the information obtained from the sample to predict population characteristics with respect to malpractice litigation is an example of underscore. Answer. Inferential statistics. 42. The human resources director of a large automobile corporation in Michigan wishes to develop an employee pension package and decides to select 500 employees from a list of all auto workers in order to study their preference for the various components of a potential package. In this study, methods that result in decisions concerning population characteristics based only on the sample results are called underscore. Answer. Inferential statistics. 43. The Commissioner of Health in California State wanted to study malpractice litigation in Los Angeles. A sample of 32,000 medical records was drawn from a population of 3.5 million patients who were discharged during the year 2003. The true proportion of malpractice claims filed from the population of 3.5 million patients is underscore. Answer. Parameter. 44. A businessman who is running for the vacant city mayor seat with 25,000 registered voters conducts a survey. In the survey, 55% of the 500 registered voters interviewed say they plan to vote for him. A. What is the population of interest? B. What is the sample? C. Is the 55% a parameter or a statistic? Why? Answer. A. The political choices of the 25,000 registered voters. B. The political choices of the 500 registered voters interviewed. C. Statistic, since it is a summary measure that is computed from the sample. 45. Define each of the following statistical terms. A. Descriptive statistics. B. Statistical inference. C. Confidence level. D. Significance level. E. Population. F. Sample. Answer. A. Descriptive statistics deals with methods of organizing, summarizing, and presenting data in a convenient and informative way. B. Statistical inference is a process of making estimate, prediction, or decision about a population based on sample data. C. The confidence level is a measure of reliability that measures the proportion of times that an estimating procedure will be correct. D. The significance level is a measure of reliability that measures how frequently the conclusion about a population will be wrong in the long run. E. A population is the group of all items of interest to a statistics practitioner. It is frequently very large and may, in fact, be infinitely large. F. A sample is a set of data drawn from the population. 46. Identify each of the following studies as either descriptive statistics or statistical inference. A. Examine the weights of a sample of 75 manufacturer parts to see if the average weight of all the parts produced by the process is 2 pounds. B. Post the average final score for your statistics class. C. Estimate the percentage of the U.S. population that will vote for John Kerry in the 2004 presidential election. D. Select a random sample of 100 babies born in 2003 and estimate the birth weight of all babies born during the same year. E. Examine the weights of a sample of 10 cans of corn to see if their average weight is 16 ounces. Answer. A. Statistical inference. B. Descriptive statistics. C. Statistical inference. D. Statistical inference. E. Descriptive statistics. 47. The Commissioner of Health in California State wanted to study malpractice litigation in Los Angeles. A sample of 32,000 medical records was drawn from a population of 3.5 million patients who were discharged during the year 2003. The collection, presentation, and characterization of the data from patient medical records are examples of underscore. Answer. Descriptive statistics. 48. The human resources director of a large automobile corporation in Michigan wishes to develop an employee pension package and decides to select 500 employees from a list of all auto workers in order to study their preferences for the various components of a potential package. In this study, methods involving the collection, presentation, and characterization of the data are called _. Answer. Descriptive statistics. 49. The Commissioner of Health in California State wanted to study malpractice litigation in Los Angeles. A sample of 30,000 medical records was drawn from a population of 3.5 million patients who were discharged during the year 2003. The proportion of malpractice claims filed from the 32,000 patients is _. Answer. Statistic. 50. The Human Resources Director at Michigan State University wishes to develop an employee benefits package and decides to select 500 employees from a list of all employees in order to study their preferences for the various components of a potential package. The director will use the data from the sample to compute _. Answer. Statistics. 51. The Human Resources Director at Florida State University wishes to develop an employee benefits package and decides to select 200 employees from a list of employees in order to study their preferences for the various components of a potential package. All the employees in the university constitute the _. Answer. Population. 52. At Grand Rapids Community College, 150 students are randomly selected and asked the distance of their commute to campus. From this group, a mean of 18.2 miles is computed. A. What is the parameter? B. What is the statistics? C. What is the population? D. What is the sample? Answer. A. The mean commute distance for all students at the college. B. The computed 18.2 miles. C. All students enrolled at the college. D. The 150 randomly selected students. 53. Consider the population of all tennis players in the world. Define 5 samples that can be taken from this population. Answer. U.S. tennis players, female tennis players, left-handed tennis players, pro tennis players, and European tennis players who won U.S. Open. 54. An office supply warehouse has boxes of pencils, 100 pencils to the box. Information about the entire warehouse as well as a sample of the boxes is shown below. Number of defectives. Per box, number of boxes. In warehouse, number of boxes. In sample. 0 1240. 1 216. 264. 343. 422. 5101. A quality control inspector is interested in the number of boxes with 3 or more defectives. A. What is the value of the statistic? B. What is the value of the parameter? Answer. A. 6. B. 70. 55. Briefly describe the difference between parameter and statistic, and give an example of each. Answer. A parameter is a descriptive measure of a population. Example, the mean number of soft drinks consumed by all students at the University of Michigan. A statistics is a descriptive measure of a sample. Example, the mean number of soft drinks consumed last week by a sample of 250 students from the University of Michigan. Chapter 2. Graphical and Tabular. Descriptive Techniques. Sections 1. Multiple choice questions. In the following multiple choice questions, please circle the correct answer. 1. Which of the following statements is false? A. All calculations are permitted on interval data. B. All calculations are permitted on nominal data. C. The most important aspect of ordinal data is the order of the data values. D. The only permissible calculations on ordinal data are ones involving a ranking process. Answer, B. 2. The average number of units earned per semester by college students is suspected to be rising. A researcher at Boston College wishes to estimate the number of units earned by students during the spring semester of 2004 at Boston. To do so, he randomly selects 250 student transcripts and records the number of units each student earned in the spring term of 2004. The variable of interest to the researcher is the A. Number of students enrolled at Boston College during the spring term of 2004. B. Average indebtedness of Boston College students enrolled in the spring. C. Age of Boston College students enrolled in the spring. D. Number of units earned by Boston College students during the spring term of 2004. Answer, D. 3. The classification of student major, accounting, economics, management, marketing, other, is an example of A. A categorical random variable. B. A discrete random variable. C. A continuous random variable. D. A parameter. Answer, A. 4. A study is underway in national forests to determine the adult height of pine trees. Specifically, the study is attempting to determine what factors aid a tree in reaching heights greater than 50 feet tall. It is estimated that the forest contains 32,000 adult pines. The study involves collecting heights from 500 randomly selected adult pine trees and analyzing the results. The variable of interest in the study is the A. Age of a pine tree in the national forest. B. Height of a pine tree in the national forest. C. Number of pine trees in the national forest. D. Species of trees in the national forest. Answer, B. 5. The classification of student class designation, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, is an example of A. A categorical random variable. B. A discrete random variable. C. A continuous random variable. D. A parameter. Answer, A. 6. Most analysts focus on the cost of tuition as the way to measure the cost of a college education. But incidentals, such as textbook costs, are rarely considered. A researcher at Ferris State University wishes to estimate the textbook costs of first-year students at Ferris. To do so, he monitored the textbook cost of 200 first-year students and found that their average textbook cost was $275 per semester. The variable of interest to the researcher is the A. Textbook cost of first-year Ferris State University students. B. Year in school of Ferris State University students. C. Age of Ferris State University students. D. Cost of incidental expenses of Ferris State University students. Answer, A. 7. The manager of the customer service division of a major consumer electronics company is interested in determining whether the customers who have purchased a videocassette recorder made by the company over the past 12 months are satisfied with their products. The possible responses to the question "Are you happy, indifferent, or unhappy with the performance per dollar spent on the videocassette recorder?" are values from A. Discrete numerical random variable. B. Continuous numerical random variable. C. Categorical random variable. D. Parameter. Answer, C. True/false questions. 8. There are actually 4 types of data: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. However, for statistical purposes, there is no difference between interval and ratio data, and the authors of your book combine the 2 types. Answer, T. 9. Quantitative variables usually represent membership in groups or categories. Answer, F. 10. Interval data, such as heights, weights, and incomes, are also referred to as quantitative or numerical data. Answer, T. 11. Nominal data are also called qualitative or categorical data. Answer, T. 12. ATP singles rankings for tennis players is an example of an interval scale. Answer, F. 13. Interval data may be treated as ordinal or nominal. Answer, T. 14. Nominal data may be treated as ordinal or interval. Answer, F. 15. Professor Hogg graduated from the University of Iowa with the code value equals 2 while Professor Moss graduated from Michigan State University with the code value equals 1. The scale of measurement likely represented by this information is interval. Answer, F. 16. Ordinal data may be treated as interval but not as nominal. Answer, F. 17. A variable is some characteristic of a population, while data are the observed values of a variable based on a sample. Answer, F. 18. An automobile insurance agent believes that Company A is more reliable than Company B. The scale of measurement that this information represents is the ordinal scale. Answer, T. Statistical concepts and applied questions. 19. The Dean of Students conducted a survey on campus. SAT score in mathematics is an example of an underscore or underscore variable. Answer. Quantitative, numerical. 20. Provide one example for nominal, ordinal, and interval data. Answer. Nominal data example. Political party affiliation for voters recorded using the code 1 equals Democrat, 2 equals Republican, and 3 equals Independent. Ordinal data example. Response to market research survey measured on the Likert scale using the code 1 equals strongly agree, 2 equals agree, 3 equals neutral, 4 equals disagree, and 5 equals strongly disagree. Interval data example. Temperature in tennis courts during the U.S. Open. 21. The Dean of Students conducted a survey on campus. The gender of the student is an example of an underscore or underscore variable. Answer. Categorical, qualitative. 22. For each of the following examples, identify the data type as nominal, ordinal, or interval. A. The letter grades received by students in a computer science class. B. The number of students in a statistics course. C. The starting salaries of newly PhD graduates from a statistics program. D. The size of fries, small, medium, large, ordered by a sample of Burger King customers. E. The college you are enrolled in, arts and science, business, education, etc. Answer. A. Ordinal. B. Interval. C. Interval. D. Ordinal. E. Nominal. 23. The Dean of Students conducted a survey on campus. Class designation, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, is an example of an underscore or underscore variable. Answer. Categorical, qualitative. 24. Most colleges admit students based on their achievements in a number of different areas. The grade obtained in senior level English course, A, B, C, D, or F, is an example of an underscore or underscore variable. Answer. Categorical, qualitative. 25. At the end of an escorted multi-coach vacation, the tour operator asks the vacationers to respond to the questions listed below. For each question, determine whether the possible responses are interval, nominal, or ordinal. A. How many escorted vacations have you taken prior to this one? B. Do you feel that the stay in New York was sufficiently long? C. Which of the following features of the hotel in New York did you find most attractive? Location, facilities, room size, or price? D. What is the maximum number of hours per day that you would like to spend traveling? E. Would your overall rating of this tour be excellent, good, fair, or poor? Answer. A. Interval. B. Nominal. C. Nominal. D. Interval. E. Ordinal. 26. For each of the following, indicate whether the variable of interest would be nominal or interval. A. Whether you are a U.S. citizen. B. Your marital status. C. Number of cars in a parking lot. D. Amount of time you spend per week on your homework. E. Lily's travel time from her dorm to the student union at the University of Iowa. F. Heidi's favorite brand of tennis balls. Answer. A. Nominal. B. Nominal. C. Interval. D. Interval. E. Interval. F. Nominal. 27. In purchasing a used automobile, there are a number of variables to consider. The age of the car is an example of the underscore variable. Answer. Quantitative, numerical. 28. In purchasing an automobile, there are a number of variables to consider. The body style of the car, sedan, coupe, wagon, etc., is an example of underscore variable. Answer. Categorical, qualitative. 29. Before leaving a particular restaurant, customers are asked to respond to the questions listed below. For each question, determine whether the possible responses are interval, nominal, or ordinal. A. What is the approximate distance of the restaurant from your residence? B. Have you eaten at the restaurant previously? C. On how many occasions have you eaten at the restaurant previously? D. Which of the following attributes of the restaurant do you find most attractive? Service, prices, quality of the food, or varied menu? E. Would your overall rating of the restaurant be excellent, good, fair, or poor? Answer. A. Interval. B. Nominal. C. Interval. D. Nominal. E. Ordinal. Section 2. Multiple choice questions. In the following multiple choice questions, please circle the correct answer. 30. The best type of chart for comparing two sets of categorical data is A. Line chart. B. Pie chart. C. Histogram. D. Bar chart. Answer, D. 31. Which of the following statements about pie charts is false? A. Pie charts are graphical representations of the relative frequency distribution. B. Pie charts are usually used to display the relative sizes of categories for interval data. C. Pie charts always have the shape of a circle. D. Area of each slice of a pie chart is a proportion of the corresponding category of the frequency distribution of a categorical variable. Answer, B. 32. The two graphical techniques we usually use to present nominal data are A. Bar chart and histogram. B. Pie chart and ogive. C. Bar chart and pie chart. D. Histogram and ogive. Answer, C. 33. Which of the following statements is false? A. A bar chart is similar to a histogram. B. A pie chart is a circle subdivided into slices whose areas are proportional to the frequencies. C. Pie charts emphasize the frequency of occurrences of each category in a frequency distribution. D. None of the above. Answer, C. 34. Which of the following statements is true? A. Bar charts focus the attention on the frequency of the occurrences of the categories. B. A bar chart is created by drawing a rectangle representing each category. C. The height of each rectangle in a bar chart represents the frequency for a particular category. D. All of the above. Answer, D. True/false questions. 35. A bar chart is used to represent interval data. Answer, F. 36. One of the advantages of a pie chart is that it clearly shows that the total of all the categories of the pie adds to 100%. Answer, T. 37. The bar chart is preferred to the pie chart, because the human eye can more accurately judge length comparisons against a fixed scale, as in a bar chart, than angular measures, as in a pie chart. Answer, T. 38. Bar and pie charts are graphical techniques for nominal data. The former focus the attention on the frequency of the occurrences of the categories, and the latter emphasize the proportion of occurrences of each category. Answer, T. 39. Bar and pie charts are two graphical techniques that can be used to represent nominal data. Answer, T. 40. A bar chart is similar to a histogram in the sense that the bases of the rectangles are arbitrary intervals whose centers are the midpoints of the intervals. Answer, F. 41. If we wish to emphasize the relative frequencies for nominal data, we draw a histogram instead of drawing a bar chart. Answer, F. 42. Pie and bar charts are used widely in newspapers, magazines, and business on government reports. Answer, T. 43. The size of each slice in a pie chart is proportional to the percentage corresponding to that category. Answer, T. 44. A category that contains 30% of the observations is represented by a slice of a pie chart that contains 100 degrees. Answer, F. Statistical concepts and applied questions. 45. Identify the type of data for which each of the following graphs is appropriate. A. Pie chart. B. Bar chart. Answer. A. Nominal. B. Nominal. 46. Voters participating in a recent election exit poll in Minnesota were asked to state their political party affiliation. Coding the data 1 for Republican, 2 for Democrat, and 3 for Independent, the data collected were as follows: 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, and 3. Construct a frequency bar graph. Answer. For questions 47 and 48, use the following narrative. Narrative: car dealers. Car buyers were asked to indicate the car dealer they believed offered the best overall service. The four choices were Carriage Motors, C, Marco Chrysler, M, Triangle Auto, T, and University Chevrolet, U. The following data were obtained. TCCCUCMTCU, UMCMTCMMCM, TCCTUMMCCT, TUCUTMMCUT. 47. Car dealer's narrative: construct a frequency bar chart. Answer. 48. Car dealer's narrative: construct a pie chart. Which car dealer offered the best overall service? Answer. It seems that Carriage Motors offered the best overall service. 49. Given the following 5 categories and the number of times each occurs, draw a pie chart and a bar chart. Category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Frequency 15, 30, 40, 25, 20. Answer. For questions 50 and 51, use the following narrative. Narrative: business school graduates. The frequency distribution for a sample of 200 business school graduates is shown in the following table. Major of graduates: number of graduates. Accounting 58. Finance 42. Management 38. Marketing 52. Other 10. 50. Business school graduates narrative: draw a pie chart of the number of graduates. Answer. 51. Business school graduates narrative: draw a frequency bar chart. Answer. Section 3. Multiple choice questions. In the following multiple choice questions, please circle the correct answer. 52. The most appropriate type of chart for determining the number of observations at or below a specific value is: A. A histogram. B. A pie chart. C. A time series chart. D. A cumulative frequency ogive. Answer: D. 53. In general, incomes of employees in large firms tend to be: A. Positively skewed. B. Negatively skewed. C. Symmetric. D. All of the above. Answer: A. 54. The total area of the bars in a relative frequency histogram. A. Depends on the sample size. B. Depends on the number of bars. C. Depends on the width of each bar. D. Depends on the height of each bar. Answer: C. 55. Which of the following statements is false? A. A frequency distribution counts the number of observations that fall into each of a series on intervals, called classes that cover the complete range of observations. B. The intervals in a frequency distribution may overlap to ensure that each observation is assigned to an interval. C. Although the frequency distribution provides information about how the numbers in the data set are distributed, the information is more easily understood and imparted by drawing a histogram. D. The number of class intervals we select in a frequency distribution depends entirely on the number of observations in the data set. Answer, B. 56. The total area of the 5 bars in a relative frequency histogram for which the width of each bar is 4 units is A. 5. B. 4. Circa 9. D. 1. Answer, B. 57. The relative frequency of a class is computed by A. Dividing the frequency of the class by the number of classes. B. Dividing the frequency of the class by the class width. C. Dividing the frequency of the class by the total number of observations in the data set. D. Subtracting the lower limit of the class from the upper limit and multiplying the difference by the number of classes. Answer, C. 58. A modal class is the class that includes A. The largest number of observations. B. The smallest number of observations. C. The largest observation in the data set. D. The smallest observation in the data set. Answer, A. 59. The sum of the relative frequencies for all classes will always equal A. The number of classes. B. The class width. C. The total number of observations in the data set. D. 1. Answer, D. 60. When no GIFs or histograms are constructed, which axis must show the true zero or origin? A. The horizontal axis. B. The vertical axis. C. Both the horizontal and vertical axes. D. Neither the horizontal nor the vertical axis. Answer, B. 61. The width of each bar in a histogram corresponds to the A. Differences between the lower and upper limits of the class. B. Number of observations in each class. C. Midpoint of each class. D. Frequency of observations in each class. Answer, A. 62. The most important and commonly graphical presentation of interval data is A. Bar chart. B. Histogram. C. Pie chart. D. Cumulative frequency distribution. Answer, B. 63. According to Sturge's rule, the ideal number of class intervals in a frequency distribution of n equals 150 data equals about A. 8. B. 15. Circa 20. D. 28. Answer, A. 64. According to Sturge's rule, the ideal number of class intervals in a frequency distribution equals A. 5. B. 15. Circa 3.3 plus log n, where n is the size of the data set. D. 1 plus 3.3 log n, where n is the size of the data set. Answer, D. 65. How many classes should a histogram contain if the number of observations is 250? A. 5, 6, or 7. B. 7, 8, or 9. Circa 9 or 10. D. 10 or 11. Answer, C. 66. How many classes should a frequency distribution contain if the number of observations is 45? A. 5, 6, or 7. B. 7, 8, or 9. Circa 9 or 10. D. 10 or 11. Answer, A. 67. Sturge's formula recommends that the number of class intervals to construct a frequency distribution or draw a histogram using a data set with n observations is determined by A. log n. B. 3.3 log n. Circa 1 plus 3.3 log n. D. 2 to 3.3 log n. Answer, C. 68. Which of the following statements about number of modal classes is false? A. A unimodal histogram is one with a single peak. B. A bimodal histogram is one with two peaks, not necessarily equal in height. C. A bimodal histogram is one with two peaks equal in height. D. None of the above. Answer, C. 69. Which of the following statements about shapes of histograms is true? A. A histogram is said to be symmetric if, when we draw a vertical line down the center of the histogram, the two sides are identical in shape and size. B. A positively skewed histogram is one with a long tail extending to the right. C. A negatively skewed histogram is one with a long tail extending to the left. D. All of the above. Answer, D. True/false questions. 70. A relative frequency distribution describes the proportion of data values that fall within each class, and may be presented in a histogram form. Answer, T. 71. A relative frequency distribution describes the proportion of data values that fall within each category. Answer, T. 72. The stem and leaf display reveals far more information relative to individual values than does the histogram. Answer, F. 73. Individual observations within each class may be found in a frequency distribution. Answer, F. 74. The following stem and leaf output has been generated by statistical software. The median of this data is 26. Stem and leaf of C2n equals 75. Leaf un equals 10. 900011233. 14,056,899. 21,100,123. 26,166,699. 33,203,334,445. 266,677,888. 34,300,23344. 27,356,669,999. 19,400,122,233. 10,455,556,667,799. Answer, F. 75. A cumulative frequency distribution lists the number of observations that are within or below each of the classes. Answer, T. 76. The following stem and leaf output has been generated by statistical software. This data has a negative mode. Stem and leaf of C2n equals 75. Leaf un equals 0.01. 1 minus 26. 2 minus 20. 5 minus 1 555. 8 minus 1 420. 22 minus 0 99,999,887,777,665. 36 minus 0 44,322,111,111,000. 14 001122233333344. 25,066,678,889,999. 14,100,222222334. 4156. 2203. Answer, T. 77. Compared to the frequency distribution, the stem and leaf display provides more details, since it can describe the individual data values as well as show how many are in each group, or stem. Answer, T. 78. A histogram represents nominal data. Answer, F. 79. In the term frequency distribution, frequency refers to the number of data values falling within each class. Answer: T. 80. The class interval in a frequency distribution is the number of data values falling within each class. Answer: F. 81. The largest value in a set of data is 140, and the lowest value is 70. If the resulting frequency distribution is to have 5 classes of equal width, the class width will be 14. Answer: T. 82. A stem and leaf display describes 2-digit integers between 20 and 70. For one of the classes displayed, the row appears as for a vertical bar 256. The numerical values being described are 24, 54, and 64. Answer: F. 83. The following character histogram has been generated by statistical software. The median class is 150. Histogram of C1n equals 75. Midpoint count: -151, -101, -53, 02, 57, 112, 150, 18, 220, 255, 305, 351. Answer: T. 84. The following stem and leaf output has been generated by statistical software. This data set has a mean that is negative, and there is no modal class. Stem and leaf of C2n equals 10. Leaf un equals 0.10. 2-153. 4-097. 2-065. 403. 306. 213. 118. Answer: T. 85. A frequency distribution is a listing of the individual observations arranged in ascending or descending order. Answer: F. 86. When a distribution has more values to the left and tails to the right, it is skewed negatively. Answer: F. 87. A histogram is said to be symmetric if, when we draw a vertical line down the center of the histogram, the two sides are identical in shape and size. Answer: T. 88. A skewed histogram is one with a long tail extending either to the right or left. The former is called negatively skewed, and the later is called positively skewed. Answer: F. 89. A bimodal histogram is one with two or more peaks equal in height. Answer: F. 90. A cumulative frequency distribution when presented in graphic form is called an ogive. Answer: T. 91. When a distribution has more values to the right and tails to the left, we say it is skewed positively. Answer: F. 92. The sum of relative frequencies in a distribution always equals 1. Answer: T. 93. The stem and leaf display is often superior to the frequency distribution in that it maintains the original values for the further analysis. Answer: T. 94. The sum of cumulative frequencies in a distribution always equals 1. Answer: F. 95. If the values of the 6th and 7th class in a cumulative frequency distribution are the same, we know that there are no observations in the 7th class. Answer: T. 96. The larger the number of observations in a numerical data set, the larger the number of class intervals needed for a frequency distribution. Answer: T. 97. The original data values cannot be assessed once they are grouped into a frequency distribution. Answer: T. 98. A research analyst was directed to arrange raw data collected on the yield of wheat, ranging from 40 to 90 bushels per acre, in a frequency distribution. He should choose 40 as the class interval width. Answer: F. 99. The relative frequency of a class is the frequency of that class divided by the total number of classes. Answer: F. 100. Ogives are plotted at the midpoints of the class intervals. Answer: F. 101. Sturge's formula recommends that the number of class intervals needed to draw a histogram using a dataset with 200 observations is 12.79, which we round to 13. Answer: F. 102. A modal class is the class with the largest number of observations. Answer: T. 103. Incomes of employees in large firms tend to be negatively skewed, because there is a large number of relatively low-paid workers and a small number of well-paid executives. Answer: F. 104. The time taken by students to write exams is frequently positively skewed because few students hand in their exams early. Most prefer to reread their papers and hand them in near the end of the scheduled test period. Answer: F. 105. A frequency distribution counts the number of observations that fall into each of a series of intervals, called classes that cover the range of observations. Answer: T. 106. One of the drawbacks of the histogram is that we lose potentially useful information by classifying the observations and sacrificing whatever information was contained in the actual observations. Answer: T. 107. The histogram is usually preferred over the stem and leaf display. Answer: F. 108. The stem and leaf display's advantage over the histogram is that we can see the actual observations rather than observations classified into different classes. Answer: T. Statistical concepts and applied questions. 109. Identify the type of data for which a histogram is appropriate. Answer: interval. 110. The total area under a relative frequency histogram for which the width of each class is 10 units is underscore. Answer: 10. 111. Voters participating in a recent election exit poll in Minnesota were asked to state their political party affiliation. Coding the data 1 for Republican, 2 for Democrat, and 3 for Independent, the data collected were as follows: 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, and 3. Develop a frequency distribution and a proportion distribution for the data. What does the data suggest about the strength of the political parties in Minnesota? Answer: party frequency proportion. Republican 8 0.32. Democrat 6 0.24. Independent 11 0.44. Independent in Minnesota is stronger than Republican and Democrat parties. For questions 112 through 118, use the following narrative. Narrative: salespersons' ages. The ages of a sample of 25 salespersons are as follows: 47, 21, 37, 53, 28, 40, 30, 32, 34, 26, 34, 24, 24, 35, 45, 38, 35, 28, 43, 45, 30, 45, 31, 41, 56. 112. Salesperson's ages narrative. Draw a histogram with 4 classes. Answer: 113. Salesperson's ages narrative. Draw a histogram with 6 classes. Answer: 114. Salesperson's ages narrative. Draw a stem and leaf display. Answer: stem leaf. 2144688. 3001244557 40135557 536. 115. Salesperson's ages narrative. Construct an ogive for the data. Answer: 116. Salesperson's ages narrative. Estimate the proportion of salespersons who are less than 30 years of age. Answer: 0.24. 117. Salesperson's ages narrative. Estimate the proportion of salespersons who are more than 40 years of age. Answer: 10.64 equals 0.36. 118. Salesperson's age is narrative. Estimate the proportion of salespersons who are between 40 and 50 years of age. Answer: 0.92 to 0.64 equals 0.28. For questions 119 through 121, use the following narrative. Narrative: defective items. The number of defective items produced by a machine and recorded for the last 25 days are as follows: 19, 6, 15, 20, 17, 16, 17, 12, 15, 29, 23, 17, 7, 10, 14, 14, 27, 22, 8, 5, 23, 19, 9, 28, and 5. 119. Defective items narrative. What is the relationship between the total area under the histogram you have constructed and the relative frequencies of observations? Answer: class limits frequency relative frequency. 5 up to 10 6 0.24. 10 up to 15 4 0.16. 15 up to 28 0.32. 20 up to 25 4 0.16. 25 up to 33 0.12. Total 25 1.00. Class contains observations up to but not including 10. The other classes are defined. Similarly, this notion is used throughout the chapter. 120. Defective items narrative. Construct a relative frequency histogram for these data. Answer: note that the numbers that appear along the horizontal axis represent the upper limits of the class intervals even though they appear in the center of the classes. 121. Defective items narrative. Construct a frequency distribution and relative frequency distribution for these data. Use 5 class intervals, with the lower boundary of the first class being 5 items. Answer: note that the area under the histogram between two values is 5 times the relative frequency of observations that fall between those two values, since 5 is the width of each class. Hence, the total area under the histogram is therefore equal to 5. For questions 122 through 129, use the following narrative. Narrative: exam grades. The grades on a calculus exam for a sample of 40 students are as follows: 63 74 42 65 51 54 36 56 68 57. 62 64 76 67 79 61 81 77 59 38. 84 68 71 94 71 86 69 75 91 55. 48 82 83 54 79 62 68 58 41 47. 122. Exam grades narrative. Construct a stem and leaf display for these data. Answer: stem leaf. 368. 4 1278. 5 14,456,789. 6 12,234,578,889. 7 11,456,799. 8 12,346. 9 14. 123. Exam grades narrative. Construct a frequency distribution and relative frequency distribution for these data, using 7 class intervals. Answer: class limits frequency relative frequency. 30 up to 42 0.050. 40 up to 54 0.100. 50 up to 68 0.200. 60 up to 70 11 0.275. 70 up to 88 0.200. 80 up to 95 0.125. 90 up to 102 0.050. Total 41.00. 124. Exam grade narrative. Construct a relative frequency histogram for these data. Answer: 125. Exam grades narrative. Describe briefly what the histogram and the stem and leaf display tell you about the data. Answer. The distribution of the data is symmetrical and bell-shaped, with 67.5% of the observations between 50 and 80. 126. Exam grades narrative. Construct a cumulative frequency and a cumulative relative frequency distribution. Answer. Classes cumulative frequency cumulative relative frequency. Up to 42.0.050. Up to 56.0.150. Up to 60.14.0.350. Up to 70.25.0.625. Up to 80.33.0.825. Up to 90.38.0.950. Up to 141.00. 127. Exam grades narrative. What proportion of the grades is less than 60? Answer. 0.35. 128. Exam grades narrative. What proportion of the grades is more than 70? Answer. 1 to 0.625 equals 0.375. 129. Exam grades narrative. Construct an ogive, and estimate the proportion of grades that are between 80 and 90. Answer. The proportion of grades that are between 80 and 90 equals 0.95 to 0.825 equals 0.125. 130. Car buyers were asked to indicate the car dealer they believed offered the best overall service. The four choices were A, B, C, and D as shown below. A CCCDCB, a CD. DBCB, a CBBCB. A CC, a DBBCCA. A DCDTBBCDA. Construct a frequency distribution and proportion distribution. Answer. Dealer frequency proportion. A9 0.225. B10 0.250. C14 0.350. D7 0.175. 131. A grocery store's monthly sales, in thousands of dollars, for the last year were as follows. Month 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Sales 78 74 83 87 85 93 100 105 103 89 78 94. Construct a relative frequency bar chart for these data. Answer. 132. Consider the following cumulative frequency distribution. Classes limits cumulative frequency. Up to 5 8. Up to 10 15. Up to 15 21. Up to 20 30. Up to 25 42. Find the frequency for each of the following classes. A. 0 up to 5. B. 5 up to 10. Circa 10 up to 15. D. 15 up to 20.